Aloha mai kākou e na hoa ʻŌlelo Hawaii. Ke lilo ni no ke iao paheona he poʻaia pili ia e hoʻo I kaika ia I ka ʻike Hawaii ma kekahi mau ʻano. A ma keia pukana kākou e nānā hoʻolaha ai ke ala ai hoʻomaka ma ka hoʻomanaʻo ʻana I kekahi loea paheona a noiʻi moʻau kala Hawaii o Herb Kawainui Kāne I aloha nui ia.
His gift of study and his making history come alive. That's what Herb Kawainui did.
I Hawaii mokupuni aku kākou a ike I kā ia ka iaulu e pau nei ma ka paheona o iwi. A e nāna kiko I ia ka hua haku lau lole a ke kahi loea paheona I hoa ahu aku nei na o lapa o halau o ke aali'i kūmakani ma ka hoʻokūkū mele manaka. He mana no ko ka paheona ma ke kahu ana I ka ʻiʻini o ka poʻe no ka ʻimi I ka pono. A no ka pene ki ia haku lau o Herb Kawainui Kāne I hale iho nei. Ua loli Maoli no o Hawaii iaia.
You can change a piece of paper, you can change your room. You can change the room, you can change a house. If you change the house, you change your community. If you can change your community, you can change the island, you can change the Pacific.
O ia loli no ia o Hawaii, ka hulu pena a Herb Kawainui Kāne ka mea I ike ia, na ke ia pena ki I kaulana I kāna mau ki I o Hawaii kahiko.
We all grew up with his imagery. He helped to set the standard.
The guy was pretty incredible, but his attention to detail was so amazing.
He helped to kind of carry on and be a conduit for so much of our knowledge and so much in a sense of a visual translation.
When people bought a piece of a Herb Kawainui work, they were getting more than just a nice work of art. They were getting almost a living history.
His gift of study and his making history come alive. That's what Herb Kawainui did.
Ike leʻana pena ki I Hawaii ke komo nui o ka noiʻi ma ka Herb mau ki I pena.
You know, a picture says 1,000 words, right? So you need 1,000 words to make a picture.
Herb brought, through his time tunnel, tremendous clarity and definition about who we are as a people.
A ohe pā ana hua haku hia I oi aku kona mana ma ka hoa kāka ana I ka nani o ka Hawaii e like me ia mau ki I pena kaulana I pili I ka wa'a.
So many of us believe that Herb is the father of the canoe.
Nā Herb no I pau I kaika maka noiʻi I nā wa'a ike kuʻuna o ka holomoana Polynesia a ua lilo oia ke kahi o nā ka pena mua a haku lau hoʻi o ia wa'a kaulua laha loa o Hokulea.
He's the father of Hokulea. If that's the case, then many of us believe he's father of Renaissance.
Ma luna o kāna I noiʻi a pena ai, ua kokua pū oia ma ka hoʻokumu I ka Polynesian Voyaging Society, he hui e hoʻola hou ana I ka hana kuʻuna holomoana o Hawaii a me Polynesia a puni.
Herb was navigating change in a way. Herb, we saw him as our leader and we followed. We believed in him.
O nei noa ke kahi o nā lala o ka ohana wa'a mai ki nohi mai.
And very simply, Herb Kawainui changed my whole life. There was something that was connecting inside of me that was very deeply important. I can't explain it, that depth, but it was about knowing who I am by knowing who I was.
Mao ka Herb hana I pili ai na Hawaii o ke ia wā, me ke kahi mau mea o ka wā kahiko I haʻaheo ai ka Hawaii ai kaika hoʻi ke ano.
You see it in child growing up and not feeling in fear. You see it in child growing up not being in shame. You don't hear the stories of Native Hawaiians trying to wash the brown off their skin like we did when we were kids.
I'm forever indebted to him, and I think we have a lot to be thankful for, that Herb opened up some windows to our past that we never would have seen or known, or would have taken us another 100 years to figure out on our own, you know.
He's still navigating us, he's still captaining us, he's still giving us courage and strength to do what we need to do.
I loko no ke kaumaha me ka luʻuluʻu, ua hoʻoili no o Herb I nā mea paheona Hawaii ke kuleana o ka ʻimi mau I ka pono.
Art is also what we use to, again, regain our destiny. we gain our future.
Ua waiho mai o Herb Kawainui Kāne I kona naʻauao a me kona noʻeau ma nā puke, nā kiʻi pena, a me nā pāhana hakulau a puni ka honua, a e mau ana no kona hoʻoi lina o ka hoʻola hou ana I ka lāhui. Ke aloha! Pehea la ke kumuku ai, aia kona waiwai ma olo aku o ke kāla wale no. E ho iho mai no.
Excuse me, guys. You guys know how to get the spouting water from here?
Oh, yeah. You want to go down Mud Hen Water here, all the way till you get to Quarter Line Terminalis Underground Oven. Then go right on Worn Out Soil, all the way till you get to Day of War. Then you're there.
Okay, thanks.
Without Hawaiian, it's just not the same. Aha punana leo, reinvigorating the Hawaiian language since 1983. Join us. Kanu ia ka mea kanu Hawaii uluwehi hou ka aina.
Pehea ka kaua mea kanu ho uluwehi ka pahale ho e pe?
E mama he iliahi.
Kanu ia ka mea kanu Hawaii olu olu hou ka nohona.
U ia mamalu loa ana kia wahi e mama.
Ai, I loko ke kahi wā pokole.
Kanu ia ka mea kanu Hawaii, Hawaii mau o anei.
How's it?
How's it? Can I get a plate of steamed quarter line fricosa bundles, chunks of bonito, extra algae, gelatinized coconut liquid, and some pounded colocasia esculenta?
Order up. I need a lau plate with poke, haupia, and poi.
Without Hawaiian, it's just not the same. Aha punana leo, reinvigorating the Hawaiian language since 1983.
He kālala wa'a mai no ko ka pahe o na Hawaii, a ka aia ma olo aku o ke keni ka waiwai o ke ia mauhana no na kanaka nala ko e hana aku.
Traditionally, kapa was our entire fabric for everything. Anything that we do with fabric now, they did with it back then. So it was the clothing, it was the blankets, it was the bandages.
O ia mau hana no e au o ka wā māmua e manao ia nei he paheona I ke ia mau la, he mau pono hana Maoli no ka nui.
So it wasn't so much a specialty thing. You had to, or your family's naked and cold. And you have no taxes at makahiki and maybe they kill you, I don't know.
O umi kai ke kahi ma ke kuʻei aku I kānamo pono kaua pono hana Hawaii ma nā hale kuʻei paheona.
I try to stay as close as I can to traditional design, but always with function.
Only me.
Ke hele nei ke ia he kana kolua oi makahiki o ko umikala ia ka pili ana I ke ia mau pono hana.
Learning how our kupuna did it in kahiko times is very important because you get a better sense of value, you get a better sense of styling.
Ua hoʻokumo umi ka pāʻoi hana paheona o Kai Company me kāna wahine o Janice Lena Alakai. He mea ulana lauhala kaulana I aʻo I ka ulana lauhala ma kona wā kamaliʻi.
Even though at the time I felt like, oh, all the kids over there playing and I have to go do this work. I'm really, really to this day so grateful to my grandfather for taking me aside.
Ma ka holo na makahiki, ua ike maka o Janice no ka nui hana e pono ai ke ia mau hua lauhala nani loa.
I don't know if you all know how much work goes into picking and gathering and dethorning and then washing and then rolling and then drying and then all of it's a long process.
Nui nā kaaka lei a pono hana o ke ia ue e leu a maalahi ai no paha ka hoʻohua I ke ia mau hana kuʻuna Hawaii. A ka no ke ia mau lima no e au, he vai ko ke ia hoʻopili ana I ka hana a kupuna.
Probably the biggest payoff is just that I can reconnect not only with a cultural art, but just with myself as an artist, finding something that I just really felt bonded to.
That the knowledge that they had, the patience that they had, and the understanding of nature is amazing. And you really can't get a good grasp of it until you start to understand all of the different implements and the intricate ways in which they were made.
Wahi aku puna, o ke kohua ma mua ma hope ke kukulu. A ia ke kahi mau mea pahe ona e kukulu ana ma luna o ke kohua I ke kuʻuna Hawaii.
Any artist who's going to express themselves in the contemporary form or realm, you have to first understand your base and where you're coming from.
Ma luna o kona ike no ka hula e kupu mai ai ka mana'o nui a peia na ki ina kuhi kuhi no ke ia ho ike hula o poliahu no ia kua wahine no luna o Mauna Kea.
I used ballet, modern, hula, aerial, and storytelling to tell this story.
So as you walk backwards, the fabric goes back into that way. So it's opening the gates that way.
I love hula. I will always love hula. But that's not the only way I express myself.
Nui na ano ala hakuhia e ho ike ia me ia I na mana'o paheona, ano ke ia mea paheona Hawaii o Bernice Akamine, o ke aniani ho'i ka ana ponohana e ho'ohana aku ai.
I'm using beads, glass beads. They're actually seed beads. And I'm using wire instead of any other fiber, a traditional fiber. So I'm replacing some of the elements of what would have been traditional and using contemporary material.
O ke ia ho'ohana ana I ke kahi mau pono o ko'a I pani no na pono ku'una, a ole ia he mea e mana'o ia I kāna mau huahana he hua pili ole a kukulu ole ia ma luna o ka ike ku'una.
When I do a piece, I don't just make a piece. I will go up and read everything I can.
Ua imi aku no o Bernice I ke ia ano ike ku'una o na hana no e au no ke kahi mau makahiki I pili ho'i I ke kuku kapa ana, ka hana le I hulu ana, a pe ia pu ka ike no na waiho o lu'u ku'una ke kahi.
You need a foundation. You need to come from somewhere in order to go somewhere. You need to know where you came from in order to then branch out and say, okay, so I want to do something totally different.
I really believe we're still honoring the oral traditions, where we came from, but telling those stories in a new way. We were a living, vibrant, constantly evolving culture. I think it's important for our art and our life to reflect that.
Aia nei ka paheona I ka mea e kukulu ia, ai ole I ka mea e wawahi a wehe ia. Nā e ho'oholo ke ho'i mai.
Will yesterday be lost forever? Will we remember where we came from and who we are? Will today be the day you begin to tell your story and forever change tomorrow? We preserve our heritage through the language of film. We are Pacific Islanders in communications.
All set?
You bet.
And to the right, vamp. Alternating feet coming forward on the right. And now opening the knees and kicking the feet. And vamp right. Vamp left. And we're done. Without Hawaiian, it's just not the same.
Aha punana leo, reinvigorating the Hawaiian language since 1983.
A ole o ka pahe o na Hawaii he mea loa wale, nui ka ike e mākau a me ka hana e pono ai. A ua launa aku ni me keia mea pahe o na Hawaii, a wala au no ke kiina hana e hua mai ai kāna mau hana no e au. No naka ka awili la au e like me Keith Maile ni, a ole o ke kāpili a kukulu paha ka mea nui, a ia hoi ka nani I ka nui e vehe a ka pai I ai e hua pono mai ka mea pahe ona.
Say a bowl like this, it came as a huge chunk of wood. It had to be, what you're looking at here is probably about 10%. 90% is the dust that got swept away after it.
Pehea la ke ka ina hana o ke ia pahe ona mai ki nohi mai.
Normally, I get an inspiration to make something, and then I got to go look for the stuff to make it. And if I don't have it, then I actually have to either scale it down or make something else.
Ua hui aku nei mākou me Keith, ma kona wahi ka awili la au o kona hale ka anu hoi.
Usually we see the shape of the bowl once we have the block. We have pretty much an idea of what it's going to look like. It's already been rough turned, and again, rough turn means it was turned as it was green or just cut down. So it was rough shaped and hollowed out, and then normally you let it rest for anywhere between 6 to 12 months. Right now I'm just taking small cuts to reshape it. Because it is really dry, it's easy for it to get catches. The catches are when the bowl literally grabs the tool and you have a big gouge in it, and I have a few of those on the turn here. I'll fix up later.
A pau ia hana, he ho'a nani mai koe. He mau mahina kolo ihi o ka ho'o manawa nui a hana, a lilo ka pauku la au I umeke nani.
It's taken several years to finish these pieces. So, you know, I'm glad to be able to display it.
O iai, he mea hou o Keith ma ke ao pahe ona, I ke ia makahiki ua komo oia I ka ho'ike o Hawaii's Wood Show ma ka Honolulu Academy of Arts.
And I'm glad that I'm able to share some of the culture. For me, it's a big deal. I mean, I really enjoy sharing culture.
He mea nui ke kahu ana ina mea pahe ona o ka wai hiki mai ana, a aia ma Hawaii mo ku puni ka hui o piha me kalako hale ho ike ho o Papa Mu Gallery e hana aku ana no I ke la.
It is a venue for our Native Hawaiians to bring their work into the market. And that is an exciting adventure for all of us because this is where we can do it all together as entrepreneurs.
O ka nui o na mea pahe ona e ike ia I kalako mo hana ma Papa Mu, ua komo pū ina ho ike kūmanawa I hana ia e ka hui e kapa ia nei o piha no kona inoa pelekania o Perpetuating Indigenous Hawaiian Arts.
Our Piha exhibit is a nonprofit organization. This is where we bring from the lepo. We're grassroots. We take our artists that are kupuna, that are children, and we give them a chance to display their work for a week.
With all the inspiration from other artists coming through and looking at something that I was doing, it was really encouraging. That is a big step. That's one thing I never really, I couldn't really fathom until it was my turn to do that.
Ai ke la kepa ke mapa aku nei, ua ku mai he hale ho ike paa o Papa Mu Gallery no ia.
Papa Mu Gallery is here all year round. And this is a different level of sharing your work. We started with 24 Native Hawaiian artists that were, and we now have 51.
O ke kahi o ke ia mau mea pahe ona, oio au li'i na hulu Kirsch I ho ike mua ia kāna hana ma piha.
Piha really helped me sort of put my foot in the door and kind of come out. And it was very enlightening for me to have that rush that, oh, now everybody sees what I've done.
A leila, ua kona aku no o Terry a au li'i e komo ma Papa Mu.
At first I thought, well, if you need pieces to fill your gallery, okay. And then one of my pieces sold and it was like, oh, somebody likes my art. My whole life I wanted to sell my art and do my art and be the artist, you know, stay at home and paint and do pottery. And this is, for me, life-changing.
No ka ike hou, e kele aku ia Papamu Gallery kiko se o mu. A ka, e aho ka hele i ke kiko vaina ku ai o Prince Kuhio ma hilo ai i ke kino.
It's more than just pretty art. It is chicken skin.
A ole ho'i no ka paia wahi ho'i ke ike wale no ka pahe o na Hawaii, he mea a ahu kino pū.
Will yesterday be lost forever? Will we remember where we came from and who we are? Will today be the day you begin to tell your story and forever change tomorrow? We preserve our heritage through the language of film. We are Pacific Islanders in communications.
All set?
You bet.
And to the right, vamp. Alternating feet coming forward on the right. And now opening the knees and kicking the feet. And vamp right. Vamp left. And we're done. Without Hawaiian, it's just not the same.
Aha Punana Leo, reinvigorating the Hawaiian language since 1983.
O nā o pio hakuhia no e la'a me Carrington mana o la iap me kona kohua I ke paa I ke ku'una o ka hula. Ke puka I kaika aku nei no ma ke ao pahe ona a haku lau lole a ke lawe a ho'olaha pū aku nei I ka nani o kokako I ke ku'una Hawaii. E ka ko'o ana o mana o la iap I kona makua hine o kumu hula nani lem iap ma ka noi a ahu hula no na ho'i ke ike o kola au a halau o halau na lei o ka holo ku no ke kahi mau makahiki.
Most of my work is only costume and there's only, you're only going to see it in shows and things like that, but you're never going to have a runway to display all these things, so I really enjoy that.
Okay, na ke kolu ana makahiki e komo ai o Manaola ma ka ho'i ke ike lole no Maoli Arts Month o ka Mamo Wearable Art Show.
This year, the inspiration is all about mo'o, not necessarily just the lizard, but the water spirits. And I'm incorporating a lot of different aspects of the mo'o, like mo'o ku'auhau, and the mo'o mo'oali'i, and the iwi kua mo'o.
A lot of the things that he finds in his research is very traditionally rooted, yeah. But he takes those things and really goes out of the box. So sometimes people look at it and go, I don't think we can wear that today.
Pai mo wana no nae o mama ia Manaola. Ai ole o baba no ho'i ma kona inoa kapakapa na ka ohana me na hoa aloha. Ma kana ma ohana a pau a pe ia pu kona haku lau lole ana.
My mom pushed me a lot, but I thank her so much for pushing me because I would not be where I am today and interested in the things that I am interested in today that are cultural based. And that to me is really special.
We can be contemporary where it is appealing to others who are outside of our Hawaiian world, you might say, yeah, appealing. But yet they don't realize that it comes from such a strong cultural base.
A oia ka ini nui a baba, oia ho I ka ho'o mohala ana I ko kako ike ku'una ma o ka lole mio loa o ke ia wā.
We like to unveil all these new, well, they're not really new ideas, but they're ancient ideas to fashion today.
Ai pani, e launa aku kako me ke kahi loea hana no e au, e hua pū mai ana kona ike ku'una ma o ka haku lau lole. A ke lilo maoli nei no kana mau hua hana, he mau momi makamai e mahalo I ana e ka nui po'e.
Since I was a little kid, I've always done things with my hands, and that's how I see the world. you know, and that's what I do.
Aua mohala pona mai no ko maile ano haʻi mo ʻŌlelo ma o ka haku lau lole ana, a he mea ia e ume ana i na mea haʻi mo ʻŌlelo e aʻe o na ano like ʻole i kāna mau hana ʻoi kela kela e laʻa hoʻi me ke kumu hula o Manu Boy.
Nani kana hana mai au, hoi hoi, ku hohonu i ku manao.
Kumuhula, Manu Boyd, and halau o ke ʻāʻali kumakani.
A ua hoʻolauna kupuna loa i aku ni na ka lena haʻi mo ʻŌlelo o Manu laua me maile ma ka haku ana i kēia lole nani wale no ka hula auana o ko Manu halau no ka mele manaka.
They wanted a water-looking print. They looked at the things I had and the things I've done in the past. And so we stamped it with a Pico kind of current design with these currents that move up and down like water.
A iala ko e naue ana mai ia ka hua nui o ka mele manaka me he kai malia no ia e hoʻana nea ai.
Nani ke ano o ka holu holu o ka pāu he muʻumuʻu loʻihi. Nani nā waiho o luʻu me he lā he ʻōpuʻu momi o kai.
A ka no maile o ka hula ka momi maka mai ma loko o kēia hua I loaʻa maila.
My thing is not more important than the hula. You know, the hula is the thing and my thing just goes, supports that.
Ike pū o maile I ke koʻikoʻi o kēia wā no ka mohala kūpono ana mai o kēia mea e noʻonoʻo ia nei he kaila haku laulole Hawaiʻi o iai kēia ulu ana o ka mahalo Maoli I ka ʻike Hawaiʻi.
What's fun though that I found was that now we have a group of women that we can create for and that really want to wear things or speak about who they are and identify as a Native person.
A o iai keia ku ana mai o keia mea he haku laulole Hawaiʻi I waino o na ano kaila lole like ole o keia wā. A ohe kana lua I ka paʻamau o kona ano pono I hono.
Because I think what differs between Native Hawaiian art and regular Western art is that we have a different connection and we have a different purpose and we have a different function. And that's honoring our ancestors.
Ua hoʻea mai no I ka panina o ke kahi pukana o ʻāhaʻi o Laloala, a he leo aloha kēia I ko Mark's Garage no ke kokua a ka koʻo I kēia mea o ka pahe o na Hawaiʻi. E makaala o kou I nā hanana o kēia mea o Maoli Arts Month, ma ka mahina o mei, ai kipa mai no I Mark's Garage ni, a hoʻike I ko ka koʻo I ka paheona, ke au aku ka paheona o Iwi Hawaiʻi. A hui ho aku no, aloha.